Hey, Thrand here, and I'm here with Medieval Shoppes Javelin head. We got sent this. I really want to test it out. Everyone knows how much I love spears, the overarm slide, one of the main techniques that we promote on the channel. But this is supposed to be a javelin head. Technically, it's a spearhead in my mind. This is just a piercing spearhead. Not all blades were like the Krakspiat, big old broad-bladed spears with the crooks or the wings. So a lot of people call it a Viking wing spear. A lot of the Viking spears were like this, and this one's on the verge of being quite small. It could be a spiat sprika, which is like a puny spear. Is one interpretation. Like it's just a lightweight spear. It's a spear. But any spear is also a javelin. In the Viking era, spears were thrown. They do specify sometimes that something was a javelin, but a lot of times it was just a small, light spear that they were throwing. So since Medieval Shoppe has said that this is a javelin, which I considered a spearhead, I figured to do something out of chapter 48 of Grettir Saga, one of the sagas that I really like. In Grettir Saga, it speaks of him moving the pin or nail, which I don't have one here, out of the spear shaft. So when he threw it, that it would not be able to be thrown back when he was trying to avenge Ulti. Anyway, when he goes against Thorbjorn, he removes the pin and he throws it, and they don't find the spearhead. But the idea is, if it was to stick in the opponent and you try to pull it out, you couldn't throw it back because it would separate from the actual shaft. So we're going to go ahead and recreate that today and see how well that works as our test, the first test for this spearhead, which I'm sure I'm going to give it a lot more use and try some other stuff. And I wanted to do a shout out. I heard there's a 9-year-old girl out there by the name of Elizabeth who really loves our channel. I figured I would give you a shout out. So, hey, and let's get started and let's see if we can recreate that. I'm going to try throwing into the shield and see how well this works out without a pin. It looks like we've stuck in the shield. It's a pretty stout shield. We hit the actual piece of wood in the back. So the reason we didn't go clean through is specifically because of that. And it's impaled into that, which is it. It's the handle. And Thorbjorn has fallen over in fear. But if he were to try to pull this out without the actual pin on there, this is the result. So it would have actually worked. You'd have a stick in your hand, the shaft or the haft, and the spear would be stuck in the shield. And what had happened is we've hit the back. It's actually gone into the handle. That's why we didn't get a penetration all the way through, because it's such thick wood. That's a deep penetration, so the spearhead did very well. And we got it out. We've got a nice penetration into the shield, much deeper, and the spear shaft is already coming loose. Now I know we've tested the Pila before. We've tested the Pila, and when we test the Pila, the whole idea is that it gets stuck in the shield to keep the guy from advancing. This technique was done in single combat, so if you were to try to pull this out, he'd end up with a stick and couldn't use the spear to throw it back. So apparently his opponent didn't have a range weapon, he had to use the spear. So it made sense what he did in the actual saga. Also about Grettir the Strong is where he, the actual lanyard comes up on the sword that I talked about. Sometimes we actually tie the sword to his wrist. But anyway, in any respect, this is all the way through the shield, and it is in there. And this shield's been damaged badly, but I managed to get it out quite easy. Let's try an area of rawhide. I'm going to try hitting the rawhide next. This time I'm going to throw into the heaviest part of the shield, but as if I was actually trying to throw at my opponent, old Thorbjorn. So let's see what happens. And each time Thorbjorn is taken down by the might of this throw the javelin. Yes. Yow. But no, as we see, it's stuck. This is the rawhide part of the shield, and this is like a V-scale, a war shield. So it's tougher than something in home game. But our shaft comes right off easily, and this is in there. And we made it all the way through the shield, so that is one heck of a piercing. Made it all the way through.
Not quite as deep as on the other side.
And this is a very tough shield. Let's see if I can get it out. If you wanted to leave the shaft on it and leave the pin in, it would also weight the shield down in a shield wall, keeping the person from getting to you. So if you had a point on the back of your javelin and the javelin's leaning forward, it would stick into place. You wouldn't be able to get this out easily. Pretty interesting. That would also be very, very beneficial. All right, let's see if I can do something intricate here and do a surgical strike on old Grettir there and see if I can take him right. Oh! And that was a tight one. I didn't have much room there. Let's go in and see what happens. Obviously, Grettir left his shield behind. But it looks like our shaft is coming out already. Just like it's supposed to. And we have impaled this. This went clean through the manikin, through the cloth and the manikin, and out the back side. So these mannequins are quite tough. So I'm impressed. That was actually very, very impressive. We got all the way out the back, and so the toughest part of the mannequin. See if I can even get this out easily. Grettir would be severely wounded, as it going straight through here, cutting arteries and stuff, possibly even killing him. I don't think his brother would be throwing this back easily, at least not with the shaft connected to it. And the actual story, the spearhead was lost, so it didn't work exactly like we had it work today. So I'm happy that it actually turned out quite well. Medieval Shoppe makes a very good javelin head, as they call it. I would consider just a spearhead, just a plain spearhead, not a large spear or a cutting spear or hewing spear. But I'd like to come back and try this later and see how well it pierces other things on a large spear shaft, like a 9-foot pole. Something long, heavy, maybe with a counterbalance. Just to give it one more weight, I'd love to see what this could do, because it already seems to be very promising. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this out there, and we will be back with more things. And I would like to thank Medieval Shoppe also. The shirt I'm wearing today, I like it very much. It's actually from Medieval Shoppe. It's a green Medieval shirt. But I felt like it was kind of chilly today, and I thought I would wear it out. It goes really good with my apparel. Anyway, thank you all, and far vet.